Waiting for the quorum. We knew it was gonna happen, but we're still here. Can I get a motion on the minutes from November 8th? Oh, Caleb, sorry.
Oh. Yeah, motion.
Okay. Second?
Second it?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's unanimous. I guess we'll start with the COA report from Ryan.
I don't have anything to report.
Okay, this is gonna be another 3-minute meeting. No,
No, it
it
isn't.
won't be, but it's okay. Thank you, Ralph.
Okay.
With Lee not here from for the rec commission, we
No report?
will have no report. Do we wanna go with requests first and jump over the budget, or do you wanna
Sure.
do the budget first?
We can do that. We can do the requests.
Okay.
So I have two. One is easier. Can we do the easier
Let's do
one?
the easy one first.
Okay, so Sheila House has requested, I think I have hers inside. Did I send you her email?
She did.
Okay, so they are looking, her organization, the Harwich Children's Fund would like to give some assistance to 2 Harwich parents in form of a 6-month pass to the weight room.
Okay.
The cost from January 1 to June 30th is $100, but I was wondering if we could possibly reduce that to $75 each. The money is coming from the group that fundraised it. So I am happy to bring this request forward and see what people think.
I'm on the Harwich Children's Fund, so I had already discussed it, and we had discussed it, and I guess it's 2 families that actually couldn't use the exercise because of the mental health issues and stuff, for depression.
I have a question on procedure then.
Mhm.
With Angie being
Yeah.
part of the children's fund, would she have to
Frank?
recuse herself from any vote that we took on this, and then we wouldn't have a quorum?
Ralph, I think she doesn't directly benefit from it, so as long
That's
as
true.
she tells you that she's on it, I think, would you agree, Ralph, that she's not, if it was Angie getting the money, but she's just,
She's right, she's not
She-
directly
because
benefiting.
we allow people to come in and advocate for the information that
Okay.
they're doing.
I see no problem.
Okay, I think that we're well within.
Judge has spoken.
Okay.
I just wanted to put it
No,
out
I
there to
appreciate
make
that,
sure
but I
it's,
think
you know,
that's
how
it's,
it's-
it's
question, yeah.
just to make sure that we're keeping everything above board.
Yeah,
Sounds to me like a reasonable request.
It does sound like a reasonable request, but it's one of those things that I don't like to set a precedent.
and I understand that. I think that because they are Harwich families who are in need, it's kind of one of the reasons this building was built.
True.
And that they have people advocating for them. I certainly would never want to think that we're turning into a place that doesn't help everyone.
Sure.
That's just my own personal
And
feelings.
I can't see it leading to a lot of other requests, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
you know.
And they were still
I mean,
willing
it
to
is the-
pay,
right, it
and
is
they-
it is the
an
children's fund,
organization,
so-
right.
Then, do I have a
suggest we
positive
adopt.
motion?
I would move
Ralph
that,
made it.
I would move that we reduce it to that amount requested.
For this particular request? Okay.
Am I allowed to second it? I mean,
I guess you can second it,
I think
Angie.
okay, so, okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, it passes.
I will let them know.
So,
Thank you.
thank you, Sheila.
I think that's one of the things that we should look at as what we're doing. We really
No.
want to make sure everyone can use the community center.
Mm-hmm.
Never would we want people to feel like if you can't afford it, you can't come here.
No, it's not
kind of
that.
the exact opposite. So I think that was the right decision. Thank you. That was my first request, and I think you have the second request.
I do. Well, can you go over the request? Because I have a lengthy
Sure.
letter.
So this
Which I'd be
is
happy to read.
from a woman who would like to do Music Kids. And I'm gonna read you what it is. It is a 2-day-a-week for 10 children with 10 adults, approximately 20 people. And it starts later in the afternoon, 4:15. It's Musical Kids is a fun-filled educational music and movement program for babies on up through age 4 years. They must be accompanied by adult caregiver. Bubbles, giggles, dancing, and music from world cultures, as well as drums, bells, shakers, eggs, and more, make this class a favorite for all. So she is asking for an activity room. She is also not a nonprofit, so her rate would be the double what a nonprofit is paying.
Okay, and we also don't know how much she would be charging.
I do not know that. I apologize, I didn't ask that question.
Okay, so do you want me to?
So if you want to read it into record, sure.
Sure, I'll read it into the record. Greetings to everyone in the facilities committee meeting. I'll paraphrase certain things. I wish I could speak with you in person, but alas, I'll be working. Just wanted to let you know a little about myself. I've taught music and movement to young children and their families for over 20 years, having a kinder music and gymboree being a kinder music and gymboree educator. The last 5 years, I've taught the curriculum I created myself called Ashley's Music Kids. My kid concerts and classes have brought me to Northern and Southern California, West Palm Beach, Florida, Calcutta, India, and now here I am in Cape Cod. I've written 3 successful children's books that are on Amazon. Good for me. Once the word gets out about my music classes, I usually fill up and have a waiting list. I think the kids and parents and caregivers pick up on my enthusiasm and passion for music, dance, instruments, and learning through a festive environment. My classes are filled with giggles, bubbles, drums, bells, shaker eggs, and all sorts of instruments from around the world. I've been teaching at the rec centers, community centers, because they're usually staffed with wonderful, welcoming people, and everything is clean and organized and safe for the families. I hope you will vote yes to have me come aboard. I have your facility. No, it's not that. The stuff I don't get that. Being part of the community is, I'm sorry I didn't bring my readers. Being part of the community is also important to me, so we usually find ourselves as a group going to assisted living communities to bring musical chair during some of the holidays. That makes for 3 generations getting together in one special place, like our building. Thank you for reading this and for looking over my information. Happy holidays. Carol Ann, Ashley Bidwell. So we have the request, we do not have the amounts. And
I do not.
she would apply for insurance?
Yes, it says she clearly indicated, and we have talked, if she's approved, she would not start until she got her insurance naming the town as additionally insured, which is required.
Okay.
How old are the children?
They're from 0 to 4.
I remember,
It says babies on up through each 4.
And this is what afternoon a week? Is that-
2 afternoons. It was, she's requesting Mondays and Wednesdays later in the day.
And where would that take place here?
One of the activity rooms,
Okay.
just an activity room.
are you looking for the childcare room if it's,
No, not necessarily.
okay. I wasn't sure if it was available for one
Oh,
thing.
yeah, not
and-
necessarily, because she just uses an empty room. She did sketch out what she needed, just a blank room, and she puts mats on the floor.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, because I just figured with the
I did,
younger
she,
children, that might be an ideal
she
location.
did request a certain room, and as we tell everyone, no one is guaranteed a room. Our job is to fill the building, so
Yeah.
that means sometimes
Correct.
you're moving, so.
Yeah,
It's a good thing, get to see the whole building, so. I know that the recreation department at one point, and Angie, you could probably speak to this, was looking to, really meet some more needs of after-school with children. So that is when she's requesting, I only bring that up because one of the things I'm trying to do this year is make sure that if someone said there's a need out there, that we're looking at how we can address that. I don't know that this age group is it, but I know it was children, so.
Right. I think that's something we really need to look at, that the building is used by more kids,
Right,
so. But I would be interested to know what she's gonna charge these parents.
sure.
And would be in this building, not in the cultural center.
here.
Hook up and do sobriety too.
I can certainly step
So,
out and call
do you have
and ask
any
her.
potential issues with the request, other
I,
than?
I do not, I mean, I would certainly make the, if we were making the request, that there would be a reasonable rate charged.
Correct.
So, I mean, again, we're not running businesses out of this
Right.
building at all.
We are not.
Right, right.
It's one of the reasons, so.
So would we suggest getting further information before approving or disapproving? Is that the idea?
And, yeah, I would wanna know what she's going to charge, because, I mean, is it gonna be so outlandish that whose
Would you
children
like
could
me to step out and call
possibly
her?
even attend?
If you want.
Sure.
And how is she gonna advertise to get business? How is she gonna?
That's
Okay.
on them to do, we
Okay.
don't, we'll put it on our calendar like we put everyone
Yeah.
else's, but we do not do the advertisement
Okay.
for people.
Is she eager to get this thing started? Is that,
She is here, yes. I mean, she moved here.
right?
I don't think just for this, but I
Yeah.
think she lives here in the town of
But I
Harwich.
wondered if it'd be appropriate to bring her in and ask these
I did
questions.
invite her, but she
Right,
works.
she says she's
okay.
working.
Oh, okay.
I did invite
missed
her.
that. Okay,
I'm sorry.
yeah. Sounds all right to
Well,
me.
it sounds okay to me,
Yeah.
yeah, I would've gone with that too.
Do we
Okay.
wanna know the amount before we approve it or not? Just assume it's
Yeah, only
reasonable?
so that
Or-
we're looking at, she's not making a major profit by using our facility.
Right.
Yeah,
Or should we, I mean, I think we can preliminarily approve it and let Carolyn work out the amounts
If you
unless
put
she's.
that in your wording with a reasonable.
Right,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
feel as long as Carolyn can, feel that the rate is,
Yeah.
like you say, reasonable.
In her discussion.
Exactly,
As a director, yeah.
yeah, she's the director.
It's similar to what we do with yoga and things like that. They
Mhm.
cannot be charging what people are charging if they own their own studios and things, because that's a benefit of being here. We're providing more services than we can't have a business,
Right.
so.
Well, if she's charging more than you think she's allowed to, then the answer's no, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
that's fair.
So how about would we call that a motion, Ralph?
I call that a motion.
Okay,
Second.
okay. I think based on the discussion, we are approving that, Carolyn, to your discretion.
And we're all in favor.
We are all in favor, it is unanimous.
Okay.
Thank you, Ralph.
Thank you. I will get with this. She did provide her documentation. I just didn't make you all copies.
Do we know her? Do you know her personally?
I've met her. She's certainly been in, toured the facility. I can't say that I know her, but I
Yeah.
have met her.
And she is a Harwich resident.
She is now, yes. I believe she moved Great Western Road.
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay. All right. Attached, you want me to do my next?
Sure.
You have a copy of the budget for the community center. I made you graphs and pictures and, I know,
Who doesn't love that?
So,
Wow.
You know,
I know, God bless you.
Any highlights, any major?
I was just thinking, there's not really a lot, the only thing that's in this budget that was not in last year's budget is I have asked for a per diem or a substitute. When Sam or anyone goes on vacation, we have no one to cover. And I'm happy, as you all know, to sit at the front desk, but sometimes it just doesn't work. I'm in a meeting so this person would be, really paid a small fee. They're not a year-round employee, it's just our per diems to cover sick and, vacations, so. That's the only new thing that's in the budget.
And how much is that?
Let me grab that for you. It's listed under EOS, so I just pull that up. I think it was 5,000, Ralph, but I'm not,
It's just available if we need it, is that?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
okay.
You have a question?
two on page 2.
Page 2?
Computer networking and consultation.
Yep. We have to pay that for our systems that we have.
Okay.
We have a reservation system, and so that's the package, and that's what they call it. So it's for our sportsmen, which runs our weight room,
Okay.
this runs our reservation system,
Okay,
so that's what that is.
that's fine. And the telephone? Phone repairs? And
Yes,
service?
yes,
They have a service contract?
we do,
Okay,
so, yes.
sorry.
And this budget reflects, and that's what I was trying to do on one of them, you'll see, I try and explain that when you see things like that,
Right,
that covers the whole building, so if a recreation phone breaks, it comes out of here. If a COA phone breaks or they need a new one, that's coming out of here, so that's building wide. I'm certainly not spending that
Right.
on telephones, but the building spends that. It's the same for heat and light and, water, things like that. That, you won't see those in other budgets because it's all in the community center budget, so. And I did do the actuals that we've spent versus what we've requested.
On page 7, about the food and food supplies. Two-thirds of the way down the page, page 7.
You have, this is Emily's that was printed, that's not mine. You don't
Oh.
need to look at that.
Oh, okay,
Sorry, I was like, I don't do food service.
okay.
Supper
Oh, all
club,
right.
so you have Emily's in here also.
Okay.
Sometimes they print 2 at a time and she's the numbers above me.
okay.
So let's take that page, there's probably a few pages of hers.
Okay,
She's, yeah, anything you see with 412 on the side, that's not our budget.
okay.
I apologize.
Okay, so that's page 7,
Yeah, ours is very small.
and most of page 8.
Yeah, so you should have 1, 2,
Who's the youth counselor, is that you?
3, Sheila House.
No, I mean, I know that, it's, whose
So you-
budget?
Sheila House's budget, so that's not ours.
Okay,
So you should only be looking at the whole rest of this, there's only like 4 pages of our budget, so those,
so
and
what,
the
would be
graphs
the
in the
first
back.
4?
Yes.
Okay,
1, page 2, page 3. Actually, only 3 pages are ours. 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Everything else, we don't need. All those other people get this.
Mhm.
That's good. See how much I just cut our budget, everyone?
Yeah, you're good.
so not even page 4?
Now we can,
No, you do have
now we
page
can
4.
save on
Yeah.
copies.
No, that's Emily, sorry.
Yep. Now, yes, much easier. It's very easy to look at.
Okay.
It's much easier to go through, rather.
Yeah, we went up. So, if you're looking at the graphs, the small graph, it will show you that 74% of this budget is utilities for the entire building, which includes youth and rec, COA, Channel 18, cemetery, Veterans Affairs, and Community Center. So 24% of our budget is for gas, 45 is, for the electricity, there's 2% for water, so, there's a small one inside. So that will break it all down for you. And then just because some people like, pie graphs and some people like charts, I did both for you, just so you could see it.
Really?
But, so if you look at the appendix questions that they ask, our budget is down 1.94%. So we did not go over,
Nice.
so yeah, and I feel like we are gonna meet the needs.
Where are the savings?
Oh, excellent question.
We're not paying you anymore, Ralph.
Hmm?
We've stopped paying you.
Oh.
We have savings from a few different things.
Mhm.
We have been very, very fortunate to have our grounds taken care of by volunteers. So some of that money could get, we did have a few $1,000s for the grounds.
Right.
And only thing that she will take is the money for the supplies, so she's not being paid for that, so we're very fortunate in that.
And I
And
would
you all.
recognize her work, I mean, I don't know her name. What's her name?
Her name,
Oh,
You put me on
sorry,
the
I put you on
spot.
the
Yes,
spot.
Her name is Tony.
Okay, well, Tony is doing an
Teal.
amazing job. She is phenomenal. The gardens have,
They really
I can't, I would have to say it's one of the best years.
And
that-
she has help from Bruce, and she's recruiting more people, so Tony is in charge, but she's getting more and more people involved. So that's one of the big places that we had a savings. The other place that we had a savings, believe it or not, is that we were leasing our copier. And last year, I bought a copier, and it is much more cost effective. Really, the maintenance agreement is better, so there's a lot when you lease, sometimes you pay more, so.
Sure.
I did do the research, and this is one of the reasons that you're saying. Again, our budget is not huge, so you're seeing small places, but any place I could, you will see savings like that.
Okay, great.
Good. Especially since Richard Waystack just told us our taxes are going to average of $260 a piece. There it is. Just talking about you, Richard.
I didn't do it. Haven't seen this guy in a long time.
How are you, brother? Good to see you.
Me too.
I thought you were doing a TV show. I said,
We
wow.
are.
Yeah.
You're on
right.
TV. right
Welcome
now.
to the Facilities Committee meeting.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing?
Good. Good, busy
We were
group.
just talking about budget matters, and I said you just passed the word that we're about to get major tax increases.
Yeah.
Value's up, tax rate is up.
Yeah.
It's all about spending. It's all about spending. So, sorry to interrupt. Hi, everybody.
That's
Bye,
okay.
everybody.
By the way, good presentation this morning. I
Thank
thought.
you, sir.
Thank you. The last place you'll see the savings is that what we do, or how the town budgets, is you take your actuals from one year, a full year. So I took my actuals for gas and lights, and then you're allowed to increase those by 5%. So, we were able to cut in those areas too. So that's where you'll see those savings in those few areas, so.
Even with the extra day of opening and so on.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Because we use the actuals. Now, next year it might be different. We might have seen there's a shortfall. But that's their strategic budgeting plan, and I know that we speak about it. They're never gonna not let us open because we don't have lights, and so that's how they do it. We've been, knock on wood, pretty good, so.
I just had another question though. I know this year you were busy working with the kitchen, you know, in terms of the dishwasher and everything else.
Mhm.
Does anything else have to be replaced and things like that?
Yes, you'll see that there's a line item in here for $5,000
Yeah.
to replace a piece of kitchen equipment.
Mhm.
And so what we do is we work with Emily and Linda to see which piece is coming up. So every year you'll see it's about anywhere from $5,000 to $8,000. So this year it could be the dishwasher, there's a new refrigerator in there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there is a new piece of equipment going in
I
the
remember
kitchen.
there was a talk.
Yes, so that's in our budget as well.
Great.
That's good.
Does the solar field money or?
Goes to the town, it doesn't come to this
So it doesn't
building.
reflect anybody's budget per
Correct.
se?
Correct, but it goes right to the town, so
Okay.
into the general fund.
Good job.
Sorry you have the additionals, you can just toss those right out.
No,
Sorry,
it's
Al.
okay.
Now, this includes the cultural center as well.
It does not.
This is only a community center.
This is only the community
Okay.
center. The cultural center does not have a budget. It works off of a revolving fund only.
Okay.
So the town monies are not used for that. So if we're bringing in revenue from the rooms, that money's being used. If we're renting out the auditorium and things like that, that's where the money comes from for that, to have Erica work there for repairs, things like that.
Because they just did water, they had problems with the water. and
Correct.
Put in new lights and so on. I
Yeah,
wondered where that
well,
came
the new lights, I can answer that. Rise we had a audit here in this building, they had one over there, so that is a huge savings that's done through Rise Electricity. So, it's not on the taxpayers, but yes.
Good.
That's good.
And just by the way, is that paying for itself?
Not yet, but it's moving in the right direction.
Yeah, good.
So, when the building was empty, and nobody was using it, I think you had like 125 on your tax bills
so,
or
yeah.
something like that. Now that number you'll see we'll be requesting much less this year. So it's getting used more, and the taxes, the people are being asked to pay less, so
Great.
we're moving in that direction.
Is it still filled?
We have one small office that someone just vacated, and we have, the auditorium that we, as you know, turn that over. We've had the fire department rent there, we've had the high school look at it, we've had Cran Fest, we just had, a large group look at it. I don't wanna say the name in case they, keeping it a secret. But yeah, so we're renting that more, and we're also working on getting the kitchen up and operational, which I think will bring in a lot of revenue. We're looking to do that as an incubator space.
And again, will that be paid for out of the revolving fund?
Yes,
Yeah.
we don't,
Again, no access, no impact at all on the community center.
right.
Okay. Any other questions on the budget?
Not for me.
And if
Well
you,
done.
I go in front of the acting town administrator and the finance director today at 3:00, so I will let you know at our next meeting if they had changes, but as I said, we're going in with a negative. I don't know how much you can cut when we're as bare boned as we are, so.
Right.
I think
I'm
we-
sure they'll be very happy about it.
Be commended for doing that, I think, for keeping it
Thank you.
down.
Thanks, we're trying hard, I know, we all live in Harwich too, so we wanna
Exactly.
have more access to the building and
Mm.
keep our costs as low as possible. Thank you.
Okay. So we went over requests.
Yep.
Director's update.
Very quickly, the mitten tree, we had 48 names, I believe, this year, and they've been taken. I would say about half of them have already been returned, where the rest are due in today. We'll be wrapping and seeing what comes in, but at the end of the day, we are so grateful to different clubs and organizations who took them, individuals in the community, people like, the Cranberry Festival took a great deal of them, town employees. It was just everyone came together. It was really, really nice, so appreciate that, very grateful.
So when's the wrapping party?
Well, we're seeing how much we need. This is such a short time this year because of Thanksgiving.
Right.
And they need them back so fast, so we're trying to wrap them as they're coming in.
Okay.
But if we need it, we'll be doing it, probably Monday later in the afternoon. So I'll keep you posted. The after prom, I got a concerning phone call that they thought that we were just saying no to them. And I went back and I just wanna bring you all up to date. At no time did we say no. They had told me they were going to Chatham and we said, oh, that makes sense.
Sure.
Take turns.
Right, take turns with
turns.
each.
And then they said, no, we don't wanna go to Chatham, but by the time they came back and said they didn't wanna go to Chatham, I had 2 very large events already scheduled in here, and they're stuck to a date, so it was just a communication thing. So I just wanted to put it publicly out there, we're not opposed to the after prom, we've been doing it for years. It was truly that they were going somewhere else, and so we do what we do and fill the rooms, and there are 2 large events that I couldn't move around. So I just wanted to, in case you hear it out there, it was not us at all, and I think we've spoken to them. I sent the woman a letter, and, so that's the after prom.
Okay.
Cape Cod Cares for Our Troops, we sent 4 very large packages off that, again, donated from the community. I feel very fortunate that we have that. And the Socks for Smiles, I just wanted to update you, that program is pretty much over. And there was so many socks. They have gone to area hospitals. They did a great job of pairing with a company that donated 30,000 pairs of socks, so that is gonna reach a lot of children.
That's
So they
amazing.
did a great job, happy to be part of that too. And then 2 things that aren't on there, just so we can get the word out, the lights are on at the cultural center. So if you remember Bob Doan's display that was on Forest Street, it has now moved over to the cultural center, which means from 4:30 until 10 p.m. you need to enter through South Street, come right through the elementary, because it becomes one way. And then on the same note, if you come to see the lights on December 18th, we are partnering with the Family Pantry, and we are gonna go car to car, so come see the lights, and there'll be reindeers or all sorts of people dressed in things to get your donation, and then we're gonna give it right to the family pantry.
Wonderful.
And
Oh,
we
what a
have
great
the
idea.
list right here, and these flyers are out, but, you know, a free event, take a minute out of your day, it doesn't take that long. And that's from 4:30 until 9 on the 18th, so we're really pushing
Which
that
is
because
next
Wednesday, we'd like to get a lot of donations for the family pantry, it's important.
We thank you.
That's
Oh,
right.
my pleasure, it's great
That's
to
a great
work with.
idea.
Thanks, so.
Are they looking for cash donations or
I think they'll always take cash
they
donations,
want
Absolutely.
specific
but
things?
they gave me
A
their,
whole list,
if
okay.
you go to their website, they have a fabulous list, so we just
Okay.
highlighted some things that they use all the time that, you
I
know,
just wonder how this is going to get in the hands of the public, though.
this flyer.
Yeah.
Well, I announced it at the selectmen's meeting, it's in the Cape Cod Chronicle,
Okay.
and I announce it at any time here, and we have flyers throughout the building.
And if you're watching the YouTube channel at 3 in the morning and you're watching it,
Right.
But I do announce it.
you're getting
and
the
they-
information.
Yeah.
They,
Can I take that? I
yeah,
mean,
we
or-
have plenty of them too,
Okay.
I'll give
Did
you
you
all some.
notify the schools?
We did,
Schools
actually.
shoot it out.
And we sent it, thank you for saying that, in their newsletter, we sent
Yeah.
them that brochure, so they would send it to the schools.
Who's in
The schools
Schools.
send
Oh,
out
schools.
one to
Yeah.
everyone, so.
'Cause I think kids would love to, you know,
Yeah.
see
Yes,
I know
yeah,
it. Yeah.
the pickleball group has been.
I did go
advised
mention
yeah.
it to
That
pickleball.
went out to like 300 players.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
So, yes, we did do,
But
we're
I
trying to reach like that.
But we didn't know about, I didn't know about taking anything other than cash. I didn't
Ah.
realize that was gonna be.
Did Richard announce it for me at the men's breakfast?
He did not, no.
I did ask him to, so.
Maybe the Council on Aging could shoot a blast on the email list to all our seniors.
So,
That would be
I
so
know that
wonderful.
that's the night that the seniors have a dance as well, which is very popular. So
Hopefully
we'll
not at the
have,
cultural center.
it's not at the cultural center. So what we might do is just put a box out here as well. And then if people
Yeah.
wanna drop off that
Yeah.
day, we have one at the cultural center, we have it here, you know, anything we can do to help, but we'll get the word out as much as possible.
And you might also shoot it out to the churches in the area.
Is there a radio station tied into the lights like you used to have?
It is, you do put it on. I will see about, certainly we know someone at the radio station too. So we can ask them.
No, that's not what I was saying,
No, no.
although, but you know what I'm saying? Used to
Yep.
be when you drove down the road, you'd have to tune
You
into
do,
a,
yes, still.
like a small radio station.
93.1.
Oh, is that what it is?
The other one I think of too, because when I drive to Hyannis, the Yarmouth Fire Department always has, every week, they've got a different sign
Hmm.
on Yarmouth Road, so you know something's coming or whatever. Maybe the fire department, police department could have that neon sign
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
out
In front of the fire
flashing
department.
well, actually starting this weekend.
Yeah,
The 18th is like next week.
it's next
We
Wednesday.
do have a sign out there already that lists about the traffic flow, so I can ask them if they can
Yeah.
program it too.
I'm just saying, when you see the neons, it makes you
Mm.
look up,
Yeah.
so.
And certainly, if any of you wanna pass on the word, we love that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take one of those to the volleyball
Great.
group in an hour.
Oh, great, I'll make you all plenty of copies. You know, that way I won't use all mine up for the public.
You design it, it's nice.
I did not,
Oh,
Sam
okay.
does our flyers, she does a great job.
Yeah,
Does a
I-
great job, I was gonna say.
So, we just, so I'm sorry, I think that's everything that I had.
The troops, who do those packages go to?
Cape Cod Cares for the Troops, they go to a woman who lives here in,
Brewster, isn't it?
yeah.
Silva.
And she distributed,
Yes, I was actually part of, the day that they sent the packages out
Mm.
at the post office.
Mhm.
Have you ever been there on that day?
yeah,
Mm-mm.
Walls and walls of packages.
really.
If that doesn't stir you to
Mhm.
know how many people are in, defending and helping us, it's amazing. It was unbelievable,
His
something
son
I had
started
never
that.
seen. Yes,
His son
yes.
started when he was in high school at Tech.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a recipient of those kinds of things years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do a great job. They all get a little package and
Mm.
some people had decorated the outside.
Oh, that
It was,
was-
it
that
was
was so
wonderful
nice.
to
Yeah, that was
see.
nice.
But yes, I believe wholeheartedly that that's one of the things
Mm.
that the community center should be doing is passing it on. Even if you're not here, you need to know that we appreciate what you're doing,
Mhm.
so.
Exactly.
I was just wondering, since we're talking about the troops and things too, I know a lot of the senior citizens who are alone get Christmas gifts. I was just wondering, do we ever advertise people to bring in gifts even for senior citizens? I mean, we bring them in for the kids, but I'm
I
just
can
wondering.
check with Emily, I don't know the answer.
I
You're
just saw.
talking like a separate mitten tree kind of thing for
Yeah,
seniors?
because I saw like in Yarmouth, big signs that were collecting this time for the seniors,
Mm.
the elderly, that are, you know,
Mm.
isolated out. I know Emily does a little bit, cause I helped drop off stuff last
Yeah.
year, but I don't
I'll
know how
check
many
with
people
her.
actually donate.
I'll be happy to ask and
Yeah.
get back to you.
Sounds great.
One other point, if I may, how many committee members are we? here?
There are 5 of you on the committee.
Okay,
Lee's missing and Sean is missing.
yeah, is Sean not going to be attending?
I spoke to Sean and he told me he was gonna be here today,
Mm.
so I don't know if something came up, but I did reach out to
Because
him.
these three-person meetings are becoming kind of routine. I wondered if the committee should be expanded or members changed or,
Well, it used to be part of the thing that if you didn't show up for X amount of meetings, that
I
we would,
believe it still is in the
that we would
committee.
talk about replacing
Right.
the person.
it just seems wrong that, all due respect to Lee, I mean, I'm not.
No, no,
criticizing him.
I'll drag him in.
The three of us should be increased in size, I think. Increased in number, not size.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
anything
it's
else?
set in the charter or something, I assume, right?
Yes.
Yes, so, just have to have the members show up. And I will make sure Lee makes that.
Yeah, and again, I'm not. We haven't seen Sean in some time, so.
Yeah. Anything else from you, Angie? No?
Good.
Carolyn?
Happy New Year and
Happy holidays.
happy holidays, yes, thank you all. I'll see you in January.
Okay, well,
Thank you guys.
let me get
Just so
the
you know, January, will
10:40.
be our next meeting before a big event starts for our 20th.
All right, 20th
Yeah.
anniversary in
Which is exciting,
2020.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so I guess we will, 10:46 is our official
Got it. I'll-
sign off. Caleb or whoever's watching, thank you.
I will move to adjourn.
Second.
And I will make it
Second.
unanimous.
Okay.